Anyway, you get the idea of that. Going on further, these works have now become the following pieces I'm about to show you. I'm going to go very quickly now. Are again a further departure. This is what we heard in Crystal Psalms. Of course, is a real piece of music composition. 55 minutes for 6 ensembles all over the world. This instead, this proposal, which was realized in Donaueschingen in 1996, was an idea I had about creating using this mythical symbol of the modern piano and putting it in an animal cage, as if it were somehow finally tamed. It was no longer a wild, threatening beast, but something which had now been caught and finally put on view for a larger public. Anyway, this is my version in Donaueschingen. You can see different scenes. It's sitting on a pile of straw with no legs, only one leg, so it's tipped like this, and it is playing. It is automated. It's a MIDI keyboard, a MIDI disc clavier, and this thing is playing day and night for 24 hours nonstop. It never changes. I mean, it always changes, so there's no beginning and no end to this music. Unfortunately, I left the recording at home. I don't have it. It's not audible here. It's on my machine, but we'll skip that. The music has a range of almost doing nothing, like a child might just sit and play one tone, to all of the keys moving as fast as they can at once. So it goes from this kind of utter simplicity to a density which is beyond any human imagination. And that I call the 20th century. I'm just going to jump ahead. These are other installations, one of which is known in the Deutsche Brücke, a very famous station and event place for sound art in this country. Again, this is the 21st century, which was a version of the 20th century, where I'm hanging flying pianos, and they're all playing as well. This one I haven't realized yet because no one has gotten up the money to be able to do this. It's an extremely expensive piece. Not for me, for them. Anyway, this is a kind of version of that. I'm going to run through let me stop here just for a moment. This is a piece which was just shown in Torino the other day at an art fair. It's called Artissima, and here I made a garden house in which the primary sound, it's a real garden house with tools and earth and flower pots and so on, but the sound inside is the sound of John Cage's voice laughing, just laughing. And he had a marvelous laugh, all kinds of laughs, huge laughters. And it was my tribute to my dear friend Cage. It was done in Son Ambiente in 2006, and it's in other places in the world right now, and hopefully I'm just going to move on. I'm just moving to, I won't stop. Well, Kaboom is an interesting piece too. Also done by putting fertilizer on this hill, on this huge hillside to spell Kaboom. This was, again, with Melissa Gould, and I won't go into the story of why Kaboom, but it has to do with the atomic bomb. Some other works, outdoor works. Well, this you can't hear. I'm sorry, I don't have the recording of this either. Actually, I do have a video, but there's no time to show it. But this is an interesting piece, too, more recently in Michigan, where 300 how do you say, Blase Kapelle, you know, are, and all local. And the thing is that no one ever in the history of Donaueschingen has invited simple country musicians to come and play. So it was a big hit, but I actually got them to play some very, very strange stuff, like everybody playing one tone, but moving across the field and passing the tone in up and down directions and things like this. Anyway, these are all signature pieces of mine. I'm not going to, I just want to stop on the last, just one last, there's a nice picture. One last, yeah. Is it Sticks? Yeah, these images, this and the following, what, there's another, yeah, and this image, are both sonification waves of sounds of mine, samples of mine, which are now a work in progress with the American artist Jack Ox, Jack being a she. And she is a person who has been interested for years in synesthetic art, that is the transformation of sound into image. And she now has, she's been working for years on this very large scale piece for 4 360-degree domes on which these images of sound will be floating in various ways, also in various parts of the world, so that the domes will be you know, with huge displacement of space. But she's working with this new system called the Lambda Rail, which it's a data transmission system, which apparently can be trusted to produce data and audio in real time, that is, without any delay, or such minimal millisecond delay as the radio lines, the transmission lines, which are now used from radio stations over long distances, which have only a very, very tiny milliseconds of delay. So this piece, as I say, is a work in progress. She's a fantastic artist, and she's taken my sounds and painted them, literally. Sorry? You have to stop. Okay. Anyway, I'm stopping here because we finally gotten to the internet. The question I'm going to leave for everybody is very simple. Will the internet be our next concert hall? Thank you very much.